Or are we?
Jody Sweeten.
Andrea Barber. Oh, we were just sitting here and reminiscing about all of the ways that we usually screw things up technologically.
Yeah. Well, and thank goodness we have producers on hand.
Yes.
Our phone of friends.
Right.
Phone of producers.
Right. Well, we were talking about how we can't get the technology part of it, and then how luckily we have our chat and real-time fact-checking. It's like when you watch the debates and like in real time, they're like, that's, this is true. It's perfect. They're like, that's not actually correct, ladies.
I'm amazed too. I'm having a little bit of imposter syndrome this week because
Really?
Whenever
you are Andrea Barber. You're not just pretending to be.
I know, but I'm also the co-host of this Full House podcast.
What?
But I'm amazed.
What? You are?
I know. Breaking news.
Up.
But here's where the imposter syndrome comes in, is because I'll read the comments on our Instagram page.
Oh, don't do that.
I know. No, but they're good. They're mostly
they're
good.
good? Okay,
but
got
like,
it. So I was going to say, sometimes don't take them personally.
Oh, no. The Instagram people are very nice. They're very kind.
Exactly.
I won't go to other sources to get feedback, but I'll go to
engage in
Instagram.
any others. Okay, good. I have noticed very positive response on there. I just thought we were going in a different direction. Continue. I'm sorry.
People are very lovely. They're very lovely,
Indeed.
but as soon as a picture gets posted, like within seconds, people have already identified which episode. They're already quoting things and spouting facts that it took me like hours to look up and verify. I'm like, these people just know it. Like our Tanneritos are the experts in this show. They should be co-hosting this rewatch
that's
podcast.
why. I mean, that's why. Thank goodness we have the a sponsorship from Ask Jeeves. No, that's why we because it is the 90s. No, but
forgot all about that.
Yeah. No, I am always amazed at how our fans absolutely know like the canon of Full House lore.
Yes.
And where it's gotten screwed up along the way. And which in this episode is one thing to discuss. One person becomes another. It's a whole thing. Anyway.
Wait, what continuity are you talking about?
Cousin.
Oh, that one.
Right.
I thought I was thinking of a different continuity wonder.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there's
many. There's like just wait.
There's so many. But yeah, I anyway, that was all I had to say about that. I don't know why I'm
Well,
please save me.
So to sum up, to TLDR, which we know you know what that means, Jody. Too long, didn't read.
Right.
TLDR.
I almost forgot.
Thank God for Tanneritos that know everything and our producers who can look up anything at any moment.
Keeping it honest and semi-factual here on How Rude Tanneritos.
Exactly.
Well, shall we get into this week's episode?
Let's get into it because I love this episode. This is so great. Welcome back to How Rude Tanneritos. I am Andrea Barber.
And I am Jody Sweeten, not an imposter.
And today we're discussing Season 1, Episode 18, entitled Just One of the Guys. It originally aired on March 4th, 1988, and it goes a little something like this. DJ is jealous of the guys when her cousin Steve comes for a visit and spends most of his time playing football with the dudes. It was directed by Lee Shallett, which is a she. It's a woman. Remember she
Lee
directed
Shallett
it a while
Chamel
ago.
Was her?
I didn't know if that was a male or a female. And back in the 80s, I assumed it was male. No, it was female.
Yay.
Very accomplished. She's directed Family Ties, Murphy Brown, Mad About You, Bernie Mac Show, Gilmore Girls, Ugly Betty, Arrested Development, and many, many other things that I did not write down.
Yeah, she's very, very talented. So
love it.
Yay, Lee.
Very, very excited to see her back. This episode was written by Lenny Rips.
Love
Lenny.
Leonard.
Just Leonard.
That's it.
Yes.
Period.
He's the one that created Kimmy Gibbler, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have him to thank for Kimmy Gibbler.
I know he gave Steph a lot of good one-liner zinger lines too. So he was good for that.
And we have a couple of great guest stars. First of all, me. Once again,
Yay!
I'm back.
Kimmy's back.
Eventually, I'll become a regular cast member, and I can stop announcing myself when I announce the guest stars.
It's coming soon,
for the
right?
week's episodes.
Soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
soon. I get, you get a little more Gibbler every season, so it's coming.
Got it.
But even more excitingly, it's also guest starring Kirk Cameron as cousin Steve. He's known for Growing Pains, but he's also known as Candace's brother. He's here.
He is here. Now, question. Do we find? I didn't realize that cousin Steve that she was like so close to, and then she later had a boyfriend, Steve. Is there?
Yes.
Do we think it's a name association thing? Is it going back to some sort of childhood sort of thing? If we really want to pick apart the relationship.
I don't know, but it kept throwing me like as I would read, as I'm reading this recap, I'm like, oh wait, Steve, he's not here. Oh wait, no, it's cousin Steve. It's very confusing, but he's actually her brother in real life, and then he comes back in Fuller House as
well, that's the thing too.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. He comes back as somebody that Kimmy dates, and as we'll see in this episode, that's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Oh no! It started young for Kimmy.
Cammy,
apparently, it started. For Kimmy Gibbler. Anyways, let's get going here, please. We open in the kitchen where Jesse and Joey are taking Michelle's measurements so that Grandma can make her an outfit. Joey helps hold Michelle's arms up, and Jesse tickles her and says, "Oh, I just can't resist those cute little pits of yours." And note, Jesse is back to wearing his signature teal color with his black leather vest. I know he strayed last week into yellow. He was wearing a bright yellow, and now he's back to teal.
It was distracting slightly. Now we're back to the teal.
Really was. And Joey is wearing a very cool puzzle shirt.
Yes.
Multicolored.
One of them is missing, though.
Sorry. Is it on the floor?
There's just one hole in the shirt. You have to find it. It'll never be a complete shirt.
So the guys measure Michelle's chest, tummy, and hips, which are all 18 inches. Joey calls her a little butterball, and Jesse says, "You better hope Grandma isn't knitting anything with horizontal stripes." And John does this thing.
The baby? I'm just kidding. Yes.
And they said something last week too when they were doing the toddler aerobics. They said she was very secure about her chubby little thighs.
Yeah.
And now, he loves her. He loves kissing her pits. She's a butterball.
I've never had anyone say that to me. Well, you know what? There's probably someone out there that would say that, but yeah, it's a strange statement. It's a strange statement. Even if it's a baby and they don't stink. It's a weird statement.
Who knows what the writers were thinking here. But I want to point out that John said horizontal stripes, but he kept waving his hand up and down, not side to side. And he does this stuff all the time to the point that I remember it because my mom would always point it out to me too, that he gestures the wrong way from what he's saying.
A lot of people don't know the vertical and horizontal.
I guess John is one of them because
like latitude and longitude, it's a thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's okay.
And he also does this thing where he would, when you're making a list or you're counting, you're like, well, one, blah, 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 two, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He would always say, well, A, blah, 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 two, blah, 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 C, blah. Like he would go
be numbers and letters.
Numbers and the letters. Yes. So it's just
John. That's how his brain works.
That's what makes him lovable.
Yep.
Okay. Anyways, back to the show.
Right.
The guys stand Michelle on the table to continue measuring, and Jesse prompts Joey to, hey, do something fun. Make this more fun for the baby. So Joey says, what does a moo cow say? And both guys emphatically moo in her face over and over, over and over. At this very moment, Kimmy and DJ walk in to observe all of this mooing. Yay. And Kimmy says to DJ, and your dad lets these people take care of you? And DJ responds, well, it's hard to find good help.
I have to say, Kimmy's always been the oracle of truth. She always, Kimmy just walks in and is like, do you guys, this isn't, and yet she's absolutely off her rocker in her own way, but also is, able to come into a situation and be like, this is crazy, you know that? And you're like, yeah, we know. Anyway.
Kimmy's completely, self-unaware,
right?
But she's got everybody else's number.
Right.
She's just what, well, So the girls exit to the living room, and Kimmy asks DJ if she wants to come to the church bake sale. And this stopped me. I'm like, wait, Kimmy goes to church? This is very out of character. Also kind of a role reversal.
Right.
Candace now goes to church, and I do not. So, yeah, this is funny coincidence.
I know. There was, I think, another episode, there was a mention of, going to church or something about it.
Yeah. Did not know that. So Kimmy is a church goer and a baker, apparently.
Well, we don't know what kind of church. I mean, who knows? It could be I don't know. Any sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, sure. Whatever
Yeah.
was available in the
She
80s.
could,
I don't know.
Kimmy could be, she could call a church. It could be a Wiccan gathering
Church of-
circle. You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't know what.
Or it could
Kimmy's
just be
doing.
a church of one, like a party of one.
Right. And
Kimmy's the
she
only
just
person who
stands in the
shows up.
backyard and twirls in a circle. And that's totally fine.
That's why she needs DJ to come to this bake sale at the church.
Right.
But
I'm sorry. I've sidetracked us.
that's okay. DJ declines, and she says that she's waiting for her cousin Steve, who she hasn't seen in 2 years.
Which is funny, because if there's a place that you would find either one of them, it might be at a church bake sale.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's very true.
I'm telling you, it's very, very ironic here. So Kimmy is like, Deej, you got to come to this church bake sale because I made 3 wise men out of strudel.
I want
talent.
strudel wise men. Can you,
I
right?
do too.
I want to see I want the frankincense, the myrrh, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I want all
I want
of it.
the whole nativity set, just edible. Something I can just
out
walk
of
in there.
streusel. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
Make that happen. Yeah. We'll get on
Okay.
that.
I'm on it. So DJ explains that Steve is like her big brother. They go ice skating and they just have so much fun. It's like we're not even related. Ha ha ha. Which is funny because they really are related.
Right. But we don't know that yet, right? Has he?
No. Well,
He hasn't walked in yet.
no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in real life, they're also related.
Well, I know that. I was saying that she says like that, whatever. It's almost like we're not related. We don't actually. The audience doesn't know yet. Just the layer
Who
of
it
that
is.
joke, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and I don't. This is why they didn't laugh. This is why I was the only one laughing at this joke because I knew it was coming, and they don't. So Kimmy says, "Hey, what does Steve look like?" And DJ stalls and is like, "Well, looks really aren't everything." And Kimmy takes this to mean that Steve is a real geek burger. Our first geek burger reference. I'm very excited. Yep. I forgot that it came up this early in season 1, so I'm thrilled. So DJ clarifies that Steve had glasses, braces, and zits. And so Kimmy thinks for a minute and she calls him, well, he must be a geek burger with cheese.
Ooh.
Which is the ultimate insult.
The ultimate.
So Stephanie comes in. She opens the front door and starts to present someone by doing her version of trumpets. Da-da-da-da! Silence. So she da-da-da-da's a little bit louder. Yeah. But again, silence.
It's the international
finally,
sound for make your entrance.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So finally, Stephanie leans out the door and says, hey, Steve, da-da-da-da means get in here. So Kirk Cameron appears at the door wearing a great varsity Letterman's jacket, and he gets a massive, thunderous applause and like screams coming from the audience.
The kind that John would get upon return to Fuller.
Yes,
those
exactly.
That level of scream. Because that was who he was at the time.
Oh, yeah. He was on every Teen Beat magazine. The Growing Pains was so popular. Girls would throw themselves at him. And this is a huge get. I mean, even though it's Candace's brother, this is a huge get.
That's true. It was.
Because he was super famous.
Yeah, it was a very big deal at the time.
Very big deal. And I think this is our first like thunderous applause like this of Full House. Oh, no, Phyllis Diller got a pretty big applause too. But this one was kind of off the charts.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a teen heartthrob of the time. That was people were losing their minds. It'd be like if NKOTB showed up, you would start screaming and pass out.
Oh,
yeah,
so. I would 100%, absolutely.
Yeah.
So these screams go on for a while, and then DJ is confused, and she says, "Hey, Steve, what happened to your glasses, braces, and zits?" And Steve replies, he got contacts, he got his braces off, and the zits cleared up. He says, one day I went to bed looking like a nerd, and I woke up looking like this. Isn't nature great? And Kimmy, who's totally love-struck, is just like, oh, the best. And then she inadvertently slams the front door right in Danny's face. Telling you, that crush started young, so young. So Danny walks in and says, Kimmy, do you realize you just slammed the door in my face? And Kimmy responds, what door? She is still totally transfixed by Steve, can't stop staring at him. And I'm trying to remember if we, like I knew he was a big deal. I don't know if I was starstruck or if I was just like, oh, he's a really big deal. Were you intimidated by his fame or did you, you were pretty young, so maybe
I
you
was
just
pretty
didn't care
young
at all.
and I don't know that I, like that has ever really been like a thing, like that I was like, ooh, you know what I mean? If somebody was, but I think I was so little. I was like 5. What did I know about all
You
that?
weren't
I was
reading
like,
Teen Beat.
No, I wasn't reading Teen Beat. I
Bopper
probably wasn't. Yeah, I was like, I knew of Growing Pains, because of obviously Candace and, being on TV at the time. But yeah, I don't know that it was like a big piece of my world.
Okay. That's fair.
At the time.
That's fair. At the time. Totally. So Danny explains that Steve is being offered a baseball scholarship from Stanford.
Wow. Impressive.
Steve makes a joke that, it was just all that sleep that I got in class. And Kimmy's impressed. She's like, oh, he's funny too. So Steve finally turns to Kimmy and he's like, I'm sorry, I don't think we've met yet. And Kimmy suddenly goes blank and can't remember her own name. Stephanie reminds her, you're Kimmy Gibbler. And then turns to DJ and remarks, how did she make it all the way to the 5th grade?
This is what happens around any of the new kids for you.
Oh, that I forget my name?
You're like, what? I'm like, this is Andrea.
That's a very accurate
I love it.
comparison. Yeah, I like that. So you need to come with me to all the new kids events so you can remind me what my name is.
This feels like you're roping me into something.
I'm trying.
I know.
So our frenemyship continues to be strong with Stephanie making barbs at Kimmy Gibbler. So Jesse and Joey enter the room to say hi to Steve, and Steve mentions that, Uncle Danny has told me all about you guys. So he tries guessing who is who, but he gets it wrong, calling Jesse Joey and Joey Jesse. And this is very offensive to Jesse. He's like shooting daggers out of his eyes.
Just a blank stare to, he was not impressed with that.
No.
With that at all.
So I have a question. I'm trying to visualize the family tree. Like, who is cousin Steve related to?
Whose kid is he?
Because they don't ever mention which sibling is it Danny's
Well, it's got to be somebody
sister?
on Danny's side.
Well, Danny does have a sister named Wendy. She's from season 5 in the episode called Too Much Monkey Business, but she never mentions that she has a son or any kids for that matter.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe she doesn't like to speak about him in later on seasons. Maybe something terrible happened. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe he's just like a jerk teenager, and she's like, I'm not talking about it. I'm just going to pretend he doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know. It is, again, it's sort of the strange family tree that isn't, but that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's both central and absolutely unimportant to the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Of how everyone's related. So it's like we can both pay a lot of attention to it and also totally ignore it, and it doesn't matter. And
it doesn't
just
matter. The outcome is the same,
Maybe it's
choose your own adventure. Well, who do you want him to be? And that's who he is.
How is he related? Maybe it's just a friend. Maybe it's like a friend that's like, hey, cousin, so and so. Like, I don't know.
Okay, Tanneritos, please chime in on whatever the next Instagram post is posted and tell us, who do you think cousin Steve belongs to? Which side?
Well, it's got to be Danny's side.
It's got to be Danny's. Well, unless it's Pam's side.
No, because then Jesse would know him.
Yeah, that's
then
you're right. Jesse. You're right.
Always remember, Jesse is the connection to Pam. So it's Danny's side, but we just don't know.
So it's on Danny's side. We just don't know.
We assume it's his sister because it's the only sibling we've ever heard about. But maybe there's a not talked about brother or another sister. Who knows?
Okay. Yeah, who knows? All right. Yeah. It remains a mystery until we find out.
Yeah.
So Danny,
wait.
What?
At some point when the moms are there, maybe I'm imagining this. Does Grandma Alice or whatever her name was make a comment about him being her only boy? Or is that
in the pilot or in the Return to Grandma's or any? It doesn't matter.
One of those. It doesn't matter.
One of those. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. I could be completely making it up and just trying to throw us all off. But I just feel like
our phone producers are very busy right
they're
now
like
trying to look at this.
just trying to fact check what's going on. Anyway.
It's a mystery. They should have written a throwaway line just like, Danny's brothers or Danny's sister, blah, blah, blah. But they did not. So it's left to us to decide. So Danny introduces Michelle, who Steve has also not met yet. So he coochie-coos at her, and Michelle looks thoroughly unimpressed by this. And the audience laughs and claps. She was just like totally not impressed by him at all. DJ pulls Steve aside to tell him that she has their weekend all planned out, starting with ice skating this afternoon. But Steve isn't sure about this. He really wanted to play some basketball. Danny, Jesse, and Joey all hoot and holler, yeah, basketball, let's go. And DJ announces that, she'll go change into her sweats. Danny stops her to say, you know what, we really need you to stay home to watch Michelle and Stephanie. And DJ reluctantly agrees.
I felt so bad in that moment. I was like, Danny, what do you mean? Like, no, you're going to stay home while we're going to go. Like, that was I questioned that move.
This is becoming a trend where Danny keeps roping DJ into babysitting, and she's still only 10 or she's 11
now. What do they call it?
So.
The parentification or something?
Oh yeah,
yeah. We're getting deep here now. In this one in particular, I felt like a lot of stuff kept getting put. I also would have been like tackling people and pissed off at some point, like DJ gets. Yeah.
I agree. I felt for her in this episode.
Yeah.
So the guys grab the ball and off they go. And we cut to a little later in the kitchen where DJ, Stephanie, and Kimmy are setting the table with all kinds of snacks and drinks for the guys. DJ is planning to show Steve all of the pictures of past Thanksgivings. And Kimmy inquires, how long is Steve going to be staying at your house? And DJ responds, 3 or 4 days. And Kimmy decides that that's how long she'll stay at the Tanner house, too. Already, just,
Kimmy's already...
She's outworn her welcome already.
Right. Oh, no, she's like, I live here now. It's fine.
It starts young. So Stephanie walks over with a platter of sandwiches, and she lists the type of sandwiches: bologna, salami, and cheese, peanut butter, and grape jelly.
I lisp the sandwiches. I lisp. Yeah, I lisp the salami and the,
I didn't know I didn't know if you were insecure about that, so I didn't bring it up. But
at the time
cute.
I probably was. Yeah, no. Now, I mean, that took a couple years of like speech therapy at school and some jaw surgery to fix, but nothing big.
Well, it's adorable.
But it was adorable as a kid. It was adorable.
When you're 5 or 6, it's so cute.
Yeah.
So DJ makes a joke that she hopes Stephanie didn't put all of those into one sandwich, and the girls laugh. And Stephanie does this very exaggerated fake laugh to cover up the fact that she did, in fact, make a sandwich with all of those ingredients in it. And she hides the sandwich under the chair, or the chair cushion.
The maniacal laughter was terrifying. Not going to lie. It was,
that was
like,
a
wow,
choice.
whoa. That was
an acting choice that you made.
They said, make it over the top. And I said, you got it. And I just went. Yeah.
It was adorable. So cute.
Yeah. Was there anything on the table that had that was like generic product? You know what I mean? Where it was like, when they have to they call it Greeking out stuff, which is such a weird, but it means to like,
what does that mean?
Make it when you Greek something, that's when you cover over the actual brand name and make it something that either doesn't exist or is unreadable, which is what it's like, just a bunch of nonsense.
I thought you meant like rubbing Greek yogurt all over. So, okay.
No.
So
that's
generic
John's specialty.
Right. Bathing
in Greek yogurt. But no, Greeking is just when they would like put random cola on soda cans or something like that to make it, like Oat Boats. The Oat Boats box. I mean, it was a plot point, but also
you couldn't say Cheerios back then, right?
No, not unless it was like a product placement. But I don't think they started doing that until. Well, I'm sure they've always done it, but I think they did a little later on.
Yeah. So there were definitely soda cans on the table.
Cola cans, generic fizzy drink.
Generic cola. And some sandwiches made by Stephanie, and then like some vegetables, like a carrots, celery platter. Okay. That's what every person wants after playing basketball. So the guys bust in through the back door and yell lunch and start fixing plates and devouring everything on the table. And Jody, I love the face you make right here. It's your Sizzler face, the same one you made in that Sizzler commercial. Your eyes get so big.
Yes,
you're like, I can't believe what I'm looking at.
Right, the
yes.
What is it? Yeah.
That's my favorite face of yours. Is your Sizzler face, and you're doing
Sizzler
it
face
right here.
Thank you. It's a whole thing.
So by the time the guys exit to the living room to watch the Lakers and Celtics game, we see that there is almost nothing left on the table.
No,
DJ,
nothing.
No.
Not
DJ,
a sandwich, nothing.
No, not like nary a crumb in sight. Definitely nary a generic cola bottle, that's for sure.
Right.
And DJ calls them animals, and Stephanie retrieves her hidden sandwich and says, "Glad I saved this." See, you were thinking ahead.
But now my question is, am I eating the salami, peanut butter, and jelly's weird thing?
Yeah, that's the one you hid under the chair cushion because you were trying, because DJ was making fun of you. Okay. And then you continue to eat it for the next
That's what I'm
scene.
saying. I have a lot of questions as to Stephanie's taste here. I don't think that she had, like, it was a weird combo.
It's very. But
was she that hungry that she was like, I'll eat anything? You know what I mean? Are they?
Yeah. It's they're 6-year-olds. Either you're really picky or you eat like bugs and dirt and anything
also,
in front
can
of
we
you.
talk about, though, the fact that the 4 adults, or 3 adults and a half, you know, with cousin Steve,
oh yeah,
came in and poached all of the labor of the young women of the house.
Yes.
And like basically came in and grunted and were like, ooh. It was like it reminded me like it was very Home Improvement sort of, you know. And I was like, oh my God. And then they just leave it, and I was like, this is so many levels of what the hell were they thinking?
Yeah, it's rude.
It feels like Danny's like, yes, a boy, and like just dumps DJ. You know what I mean? And you're like, damn, Danny, did you kind of always wish you had a son? Like that's, you know what I mean? Like it feels a little.
There's a lot to unpack there. And just Danny's just like, finally, we have some testosterone in the house.
Right, you're like,
he's gonna ride that train.
Dudes, calm down. What do you know what I mean? One of whom will like hump anything with a heartbeat. Okay, so like, it's not like there's a lack of testosterone in the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Also, did Jesse go and play basketball dressed like that?
In his leather vest,
boots. In his pointy-toed boots and leather vest, and his hair looks unreal for someone just coming back from playing basketball.
I know.
Baby's hair is a helmet. It stays in absolutely perfect shape.
And it's doubly funny because John is not athletic at all, and he's doing football.
I wrote down, I said, the irony of Jesse being a jock is hilarious to me. Like, being like, oh, you know how you do this? And John was probably like, okay, so this, I bounce it.
Right.
And right.
How do you throw a football? What is this called?
Right. And he'll even say he's amazing musician, not much of a sports.
Yeah. So it's hysterical.
It was very funny.
That he's so trying to be so
maybe that's why he was like, yeah, I could totally go play basketball on this.
It's great.
I love you, John. Yeah.
We love you, John. And he's making fun of himself for sure. Okay, so we finally leave that mess of a scene, and we cut to the living room where everyone is assembled on or near the couch, eating and shouting at the TV. Each guy exclaims, yes, yes, yes. And as Kimmy wedges herself into the couch right next to Steve, she says, yes. Like she's just laying on the moves already, man. It's like
Kimmy is nothing if not smooth.
The guys start making predictions and spouting sports facts when DJ tries to get Steve's attention by showing off her brand new jeans, which have like hundreds of holes.
All I could hear is some grandmother somewhere going, in my day, we didn't pay money for pants that looked like that. You know what I mean? And like, you're like, that's just the most late 80s thing where it's like just all fringe.
Oh, it's all
And I think
fringe,
I've actually
baggy.
seen them back in stores today.
Ooh, nice. See, it always
It's
circles
all
back
again. Yep.
Always.
We're so old, we're cool again.
So Steve is barely paying attention to DJ, and the guys are starting another round of yes, 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 when DJ tries to top all of them by shouting at the top of her lungs, yes! Everyone just stops and stares at her, and Stephanie responds, you don't have a clue either, do you? Which, true. She's trying to pretend to like the things that Steve likes, and it's not quite working yet.
Yeah, So
Steve asks if they have any more pickles, and Kimmy immediately jumps up, promising Steve that she will get this pickle for him, even if it means taking a cab to the market. Steve thanks her and calls her, "Oh, thanks, Cammy." DJ starts to correct him, but Kimmy stops her. "Hey, if it's Cammy to him, it's Cammy to me."
And you are now Cammy forever.
Yeah. Cammy is very thirsty.
No, sorry.
Very thirsty.
I will say that is some pickle dedication. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like, I will get in a car to the market.
In a cab. She can't drive, so yeah.
Right? Are there no corner stores around? I mean, most bodegas have a little pickle jar.
You would think so, but...
They do.
Well,
I mean, it's just New York. Anyway.
Kimmy's not the smartest. Okay, so the focus goes back to the game where Joey makes a bet with Jesse for $2 that Magic is going to steal the ball. He's right. Magic steals the ball. Joey makes another bet with Jesse, this time involving a very complicated fast break. Jesse takes this bet, and what do you know? Joey's prediction comes true. Jesse is incredulous and begrudgingly pays up. Then Stephanie lets the cat out of the bag and says, "Boy, Joey, you didn't know all this stuff."
You mean the turtle out of the bag. I let the turtle out of the bag.
The turtle. Yes. Stephanie lets the turtle out of the bag and says, "Boy, Joey, you didn't know all this stuff when we watched this game this morning." Busted.
So did they record it? I'm going to, again, the logic, I have questions. Okay. Because didn't they all run in there together after they swarmed the food and they all ran in? So did Joey put the tape in when no one was looking?
Well, Joey's the one that suggests, hey, the Lakers Celtics is on. Okay. He's the one that while they're feasting in their trough. Right. He's like, hey, let's go watch the Lakers Celtics game. It's on. And so, yeah, I think it was pre-planned.
Right? Was it pre-planned? But also, if it was, do you remember having to turn to channel 3 and turn the thing on, and you got to rewind or connect the TV, all that? That's effort. That's effort. So what I'm saying is Joey is either like kind of weirdly setting people up to like give him money in the house, which is a easy like Hustle and Jesse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's just some weird game that he likes to play where he likes to pretend to be a psychic. I don't know which it is.
You know, yeah, he's a little, this is a little out of character for him because he's really not that much of a planner, like a pre-planner.
Yeah.
He's not that much of a forward thinker, but he does like to get Jesse's goat. You know, he likes to needle him. So maybe this was the plan. He just wanted to take Jesse's money.
Okay.
I think that's it. Or maybe, you know,
it just felt like a lot of forethought when they were like, wait, it's a tape. I was like, wait a minute. I remember the 80s. Nothing. There's no slick playing a tape back.
No. Oh, no.
You hear the the VHS. You know what I mean? The little hamsters in there turning it around on the crank. Yeah.
The snow at the, you know, and on the TV.
Yeah.
At the start of the
it's
tape.
on channel 3. No, turn the input. Right. Yeah. There would have been way too much of that.
Way too much of that. So Jesse does this fake laugh and he retrieves the VHS tape from the VCR and says, "I bet if you don't give my money back, you're gonna die." And he smacks Joey's forehead with the tape. As
I remember Dave. I seem to remember Dave saying when he did that, he was so pissed because it actually hurt. Dave was so mad when John did that.
Yeah, he wasn't gentle.
No, he wasn't gentle, and he would do to Dave that they would be like, "Can you? What are you? I'm not like a punching bag, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
But yeah. Have you ever taken a VHS tape to the forehead? It's not.
Oh, it's not soft. No, and it's not light like a CD, you know, or a DVD. It's that's a little bit of an assault.
We're
there.
really dating ourselves. It's not a DVD. Oh my God, yeah. Hit somebody with a laser disc. That leaves a mark.
So we hear Michelle crying off camera, and Steve jumps up and says he'll take care of her. Danny's not sure about this, about Steve's capabilities to help this infant.
Well, he doesn't want to. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I would be like, no, it's cool. Like, let someone else handle my kid because I don't think you know what you're doing. But Danny's like, well, doesn't seem to know what he's doing. Guess he'll figure it out. Like,
yeah.
Well, then he makes DJ do it. He
makes DJ again, making DJ like his own personal
he's got
servant.
To sit and watch a game that's already been recorded.
Yeah, where you already know the outcome.
Right? It just feels it's a little. It's giving. It's giving hint of misogyny. Just a hint.
Yep.
Of that very 80s, like, oh, you're a girl, you go fix it.
You go do the
You're a
caretaking.
girl, you go make the
sports.
food while we go have fun. Right.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back and eat all the stuff and watch the sports.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that we've moved beyond a definition of men that is just that.
Thank God, right? Yeah.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of gender stereotyping in this episode and a lot of female versus male, like the roles. The gender roles are clearly defined.
We're in
not
some
in a great
very 80s, gender. We're like just as noticeable as shoulder pads sorts of gender roles.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a good compare. As noticeable as shoulder pads.
Yes. And also really, shoulder pads are genderless. I mean, have you ever, any good drag queen, a good shoulder pad will give you.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Well, even like, who was it? Like the Miami Vice guys, they had that was a.
Yeah, it's true. It was a thing. No, remember my 5-year-old bodysuit onesie had shoulder pads in it. So, yeah.
Right. So great.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that like a Kardashian brand would do is put shoulder pads in baby clothes.
Yeah, like baby size golden goose or something. Like, it's just very.
Well, I'm sure those exist. We know those exist, but just something like a baby denim jacket and just giant shoulder pads. Well, yeah. You know what I mean?
Because the baby's got to be on trend. You can't have a baby Kardashian that's not on trend. So, wow. Okay.
I'm sorry. Shoulder pads, and it took us away.
Yes.
Back to the baby.
Back to the baby. Okay, so Danny just sends DJ up to do his dirty work. And
because I eat a sandwich the whole scene, by the way.
This whole scene.
Not the crust, though, if you notice. I still will eat a sandwich like that. I will
really?
eat I don't want, nobody wants the crust. It's not, no.
Oh, I'm a crust eater. Sorry.
Oh, see, I am a no crust lover myself.
Okay.
Yeah. But I definitely enjoyed eating that sandwich in that scene. That was all I really cared about. I could tell.
You were just
nothing else was happening.
Nothing else to do. You had like 2 lines. Yeah. So
when you're a kid and you're eating in a scene, you're not like, oh, I have to make sure there's continuity. You're like, I'm gonna take a giant bite of this sandwich, and you're like, oh my God, I've eaten 17 sandwiches in this scene because I don't know how to pretend. And you do
something, and you have a crumb.
Like,
you have a crumb.
Yeah,
in several
right
shots.
here. Yeah. Nah, just leave it. I didn't care. I was like, I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Thank you very much. I'll get to the acting later. Don't touch the crumb. Okay. Yeah.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities. And you do this cute thing where you stand up on the couch, you put your arms around the guys, and you're like, "Yep, us guys have got to stick together." It's just, such a cute little button to that scene.
That moment reminded me of a picture that I have of me and the 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
From Fuller era, when we were going up to San Francisco to do that commercial for the day, when we were flying up there and we were getting on the plane, and I have a picture of me and Bob and John and Dave of like just the 4 of us getting on this plane. And I was like, oh, we're going to stick together. Yeah.
Oh, that would be a cute. Okay, someone out there is going to. I don't know if you've posted that picture.
I'll find it. I have it. It's in my favorites.
Somebody will find like those 2 like screenshots and put them side by side.
I'll find it and
like a 36. Instead of the 10-year challenge, it's like the 36-year challenge. Oh, so cute. So we cut to Michelle's room where the lights are still on. Like, how does this child sleep? Why are the lights always on?
The lights are, and who pays for this? I mean, this house is huge, and those 9,000 lights on. Every desk lamp is on.
Yeah,
not very energy efficient.
No, not at all. So Steve walks in. He asks Michelle if she's hungry, sleepy, grumpy, bashful, dopey. Haha. Michelle just smiles back at him. DJ enters the room, and Steve asks her, "Hey, what's wrong with this kid?" DJ replies that she needs a changing, and she suggests that he practice on the stuffed monkey doll. So Steve grabs that monkey doll and he whips that diaper right up onto the monkey, and DJ's like, "Hey, you want to go?"
Backwards though.
Oh, did he put it on backwards?
I feel like when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, I think that's the back of the diaper. Like, the strip at the back, like the waistband. I could be wrong. But
no, it looked odd. It looked too big.
It was oddly, right.
It was oddly large.
It was a gigantic diaper, first of all. I mean, I guess it's got to fit, the joke's got to work, so you got to make it fit the monkey butt and not the actual child. But I was like, that is an adult diaper, thank you very much. That is,
it looked like
that is a Depends diaper that you are putting on that monkey.
That is incontinence, not newborn
Michelle
urination.
Needs to be changed more often than that, guys. So, But also, my question was, if Steve ran in there was like, I got the kid, and then walks in the room and was like, now what? Like, dude, you came in here.
Yes. Why?
What were you going to do if nobody else, if DJ didn't show up? Hey, we've been waiting for a response. It was just a very funny moment where you were like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Didn't you
should have thought about that 2 minutes ago, kid?
Right.
He's definitely regretting that offer.
Yeah, right?
So DJ asks him if he wants to go ice skating tomorrow. Steve says he can't. Danny is going to take him to a Warriors game. So DJ says, well, we can go tomorrow. Continuity. She just said twice, do you want to go ice skating tomorrow? And he says no. And then she says, well, we can go tomorrow.
Oh.
What the hell happened here? Wait, was this?
Well, maybe that was now here's, I took that as DJ being like, you know what I mean? Like getting shut down and just asking again.
Oh,
like we could go tomorrow. Well, no, I got something else to do. Maybe you could go tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that doesn't really make sense though. But that was just.
But that's an interpretation.
Thanks.
It's not my interpretation, but it's interpretation.
Well, that's an interpretation. Well, thanks.
Sorry, that came off.
I felt no. It's okay.
Can you feel the love?
Shut up. Okay. Anyway, back to the diaper monkey.
I thought it was just a continuity thing, or Candace misspoke, or they changed the line, but didn't tell the editor.
Maybe Candace misspoke, and maybe they only shot it the once, or maybe nobody noticed. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? It stood out. It stood out to me. I was like, what the hell did I just hear? So DJ says, hey, we can go to the mall and eat pizza and see a movie. But Steve says he's going to be very, very busy while he's here. He has to look at colleges. And besides, he's just a little too old for that kind of stuff now. Steve has clearly outgrown DJ, and DJ is just so sad. Yeah.
I had to laugh, though, at the boy-girl party thing. Because it...
Oh, I didn't write that down. Yeah.
Yeah, they says their friend is having a boy-girl party. Oh. And I was like, oh, my God, yes. Like, I remember, going through it again with my kids, but being like that age, and it was like... That was suddenly the birthday parties and the things became like boy girl parties, and it was all of a sudden everything got better and worse.
More terrifying. But right. That's still a thing. Like where that's just happened. Like my daughter's 16, but like around 14, 15, that's where I'm like, oh wait, there's boys gonna be at this party.
Yeah.
What? So that's
like
milestone.
8th grade, it started like being like the boys and the girl, like, and it was the friend group or whatever. But I just thought it was a funny mention. I was like, oh yeah, the boy girl parties when that was like a big deal. And now you just get old and you're like, can I just go to like the girl party? No.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so Danny enters the room and tells Steve to come on back downstairs. The Bullets are playing the Pistons. Then he tells them that they're all going to the park tomorrow to play some touch football. Woohoo! The guys leave. So DJ seats Michelle on the rocking chair and has a little talk with her. And we cue the violins. Michelle is just...
That's when we're having a moment.
Oh, we're having a moment. Michelle is just staring up at DJ with those big blue eyes. It almost looks like she's got tears in her eyes. And she's just sucking on her little bottle.
She probably did. She had probably finished crying. They were like, take the bottle. And they just get through this scene, this last paragraph. And that was, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's probably one of those moments where it was like, just sit in it, fine, put the bottle in the mouth. I don't care. We have 8 minutes left with the baby.
Yes. Exactly.
Just say it. And Candace was probably like, okay, kid, sit in a chair. Like without pressure to do it.
We got to get the shot in 8 minutes.
But also, juice in a bottle.
Oh,
juice in a bottle.
Juice? Yeah,
juice in
like
a bottle.
But it was acceptable back then.
It's pretty light colored whiskey. It's apple juice colored whiskey. I don't know what kind of whiskey you're drinking. I'm not drinking any, but it's usually a little darker in color than that. That looks like processed whiskey, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. The after the whiskey.
Right. Okay. Right.
But yeah, juice in a bottle.
But it was not. It was just juice.
Can't do juice in a bottle or whiskey in a bottle. It's all a no-no.
Juice in a bottle, baby. No, sorry. Okay, sorry.
So Michelle is just staring up at DJ, and in this very sweet moment, DJ explains that Steve doesn't care about DJ anymore. All he cares about is sports. And at this moment, Michelle puts her hand on DJ's arm, and DJ rubs her little hand, and it is like the most unscripted, sweetest.
It was such a sweet little moment. Yeah, It was really cute. It was like, she just was like, it's okay. Like, oh.
It was such a real moment, and it actually brought tears to my eyes because I was like, this is just so sweet, the two of them together.
It was very, very cute.
Very cute. And DJ says, I guess you're just nothing around here unless you're one of the guys. DJ kisses Michelle's hand, and Michelle's a really good listener, and maybe it's the bottle of whiskey or juice or whatever, but she's just listening the whole time, not fussy at all.
It's just, apple juice. Yeah, she's, no, she's like, great, I'll sit here and listen. Are you going to finally change my diaper? Because that's all I was thinking too, is like, we came in here, we diapered the freaking monkey. You know what I mean? Everyone's had conversations. We've talked about a Golden State Warriors game, and we talked about ice skating and a boy-girl party. And all that. Danny came in and left, and nobody's dealt with the kid who still has a dirty diaper.
She's
and
an afterthought.
Feeding her juice. No, you don't need to give her more liquid. You know what I'm saying? I just like that was in my head the whole time. I'm like, diaper still hasn't been changed.
Michelle is an afterthought.
Why are we feeding her juice? Is it right? Anyway.
They're just going to put her right back in that crib and leave the light on and leave.
Right, and leave the light on and be like, later, kid. Yeah, just sleep deprivation. Poor Michelle. Yeah.
They got to go play football and basketball and all the other sports that they never ever play, except for when Steve comes up.
Right. They're so hungry for male interaction that, they have to wait for the teenage boy to come along.
Right. So we fade to the living room where the guys are moving one of the couches out of the way so they can teach DJ how to play touch football since this is her first game.
Because you wouldn't do that in the backyard. You'd do that in your living room.
Yeah, what? The backyard set not built? Like, why? It's built. But
it couldn't be built because the park set was shoved probably all the way up against the kitchen window set.
Yes.
So you couldn't use that. So that was why it had to be in the living room. Like that. I know there's a production why, but it's just one of those things where you're like, okay.
That totally makes the production why totally makes sense.
The production why is like just make it in the living room.
Make it work.
They jump all over the furniture anyway. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Play football in the house because apparently this house has 27-foot ceilings.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
So Jesse teaches DJ that the first rule is you can't say it like football. You have to say it like football.
Which, again, just made me laugh. I was like, oh, John. John being a jock is hilarious to me.
He's trying so hard, and he's almost selling it. He's probably selling it to the whole audience, but those of us that know him now.
Those of us that know him. And we say this before anyone gets like, wow, they're trashing John. No, we're saying this with love. I would say this to him. He would say this about himself, that 100%. The irony of him being the one explaining sports and Joey being the one that can't throw a football. And meanwhile, Dave's like a total athlete, plays hockey every weekend. Like, yeah.
It's great. It is. There was some real acting involved in this episode.
Yes.
So then Jesse says he's going to teach her the psych out. No words, all intensity. Jesse demonstrates by having a staring contest with Joey. Both of them have these snarls on their faces, and they just stare at each other.
I wonder if they were looking at each other's foreheads.
They must have, because you see John starts to break before he even gets close to Dave.
Right.
And eventually they both just break and start laughing. And I'm like, I don't even know if this was a scripted thing. I think that they just laughed and they could not look each other in the eye. Physically impossible for the two of them to do that.
No. But also entirely unnecessary to play football, truly. That's not the first thing I would teach. If I'm moving a couch, I'd be like, I'm going to teach you how to properly throw it. Here's where your fingers go on the laces and such. But I guess if you want to just scare people, that also works.
Good point. You don't typically approach your opponent with a snarl on your face and get an inch from their nose. Well, that's not common.
You might. I mean, tackle football for sure, I feel like. But this is,
This is touch football. Yeah, let's take it down a notch. So the guys they decide to show her a play. Joey hikes the ball to Jesse and then runs out of the room.
Not a theater play for those of you who are like me and are like, oh, a play. No. Like a football play.
I'm not a sports person, so I struggled with all of these words. I'm sure I'm going to get them wrong, but whatever. We'll go with it. So yeah, the guys are showing her a football play. Joey hikes the ball to Jesse, then he runs out of the room. He jumps over the couch, grabs a pillow in his mouth like a wild animal, and goes, "Arr!" like this again.
Again, the shoes on the couch. Why is the pillow in your mouth, sir? Now other people have to lay their head on it.
They're animalistic because that's manly is to be animals, cavemen.
Yeah. No.
So Jesse's waiting. He's waiting for Joey. He's checking his receivers. He's checking his watch. Where is Joey? Joey finally comes back in from the kitchen, just casually carrying a sandwich. Jesse passes him the ball, and it's a touchdown. Jesse tells Joey to spike it, and Joey spikes his sandwich on the floor instead.
Oh,
Joey.
Loss of a good sandwich.
I know. I'm sure Stephanie would have wanted to
I
eat
feel
that
like
sandwich.
with everything else going on in the house, Joey would just pick that up off the floor and eat it. You know what I mean?
He
like
wouldn't
that's
be
kind
one
of the
to be
vibe.
picky. Yeah,
no.
That's true. But instead, he has to spike that football so then the three of them do this little victory dance, which kind of looks like the Pee Wee Herman dance that he does to tequila with the hands
I believe there was a famous famous football player, I think, that did that same little like move. I could be wrong. Jensen knows things about sports. I'm sure someone will chime in. But yeah.
Okay. So DJ's having so much fun, and DJ says, how do you guys know all of this? And the guys reply, oh, well, we're guys. We were born knowing how to play.
Blah. Blah. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. That was an involuntary response.
Same, girl. Same.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jensen said it's kind of like a football player named Icky Woods.
Oh.
Which I'm gonna leave that name there.
Icky Woods? So that's a name of a person.
Around the same time he did the Icky Shuffle. Is that like the...
What?
That's not like the Truffle Shuffle, which is way better from the Goonies. But
the
Icky Shuffle. What? I'm reading it from the chat.
I don't see Icky Shuffle. I only see
nothing like it. More like a little dance. I'm just reading off the chat. Yeah, at the same time around he did the Icky Shuffle. So I'm now going to do a little Icky Shuffle.
So
that sounds terrible. That does not sound good. And that sounds like something that happened after you like ate some bad Mexican food or something. Yes.
After you've ingested all the generic cola and the crudité and
the
everything
cold
else,
fried chicken that you got E. coli poisoning from, right? Then you have to do the Icky Shuffle.
Hashtag Icky Shuffle. Well, let's go to the next scene because it's a great one and it will get us out of the Icky Shuffle conversation here.
I don't think anything will ever get us out of
that. We cut to the park where the family plus Steve and Kimmy are gathered in a very casual, definitely not set up for TV way.
No, it looks like their album cover, right? Like it looks like it's like the Partridge Family's album cover, just in a park that definitely looks real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so great. Can you smell that fake grass? Do you remember?
Yeah. It's very thin.
It's very thin
and plasticky.
But it has like that dusty smell because they just keep rolls of it like wherever in storage and then they bring them out when they make a park. But now I think they actually use like better, like actual grass.
It looks
better. They figured out how to like lay sod and it looks way better. But I can remember the dust in that stuff was just.
But the leaves were kind of real. They were like the crumbly.
They were real leaves, just dried
they're
leaves.
real leaves. So it's like there was a lot of like allergy type things in there between the dusty
I'm an
grass
allergy mess. Yeah, it was just a lot. I was just, yeah.
Maybe it's from the dusty sets with the dusty wood and the dusty grass. And like, that's just a lot of dust.
Right? Yeah, it really is.
That explains a lot.
Anyway, back to our album cover.
Okay, back to the album cover. Jesse's playing the guitar. And Michelle is wearing this adorable beret and like a 49ers sweatsuit. It's so cute.
Looking like a beatnik poet from like the late 60s, just in San Francisco somewhere with like you know what I mean? Like someone
so
just
funny.
finished like a whole resistance poem and Michelle's just like, yes. Yeah.
Well, she's trying to play the harmonica and just like, blowing in it the best she can. And a stranger walks by and throws some coins into Jesse's guitar case, like they're buskers in a subway.
Because that's what it looks like. They're like, hey, look at this sad family that needs your coins. For, you know what I mean? Like with matching berets.
With the matching berets.
Right.
It's great.
The matching berets is a lot.
That's
is
cute.
Lot.
It's cute. On the baby.
When has Jesse worn a beret? What in Jesse's... Anyway.
Well, they don't fit over his mullet. Like he's got such big hair.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now. I have sidetracked us far too often today, and I will be quiet.
I have too. So no worries.
Okay.
So Kimmy offers Steve another one of her sandwiches, but he declines, saying, "Nope, 3 is enough." And DJ says, "Well, speaking of basketball, even though nobody was speaking of basketball, she then spouts off a bunch of sports facts that she clearly learned right before this outing. And now it's time for some football." Yeah. So they pick teams. Danny's going to be one captain because it's his football, and Jesse is the other captain because, as Joey says, his hair looks like a helmet. And then he smacks Jesse on the back of the head.
Oh, I bet Dave was so happy to do that.
Oh yeah, payback.
It was a small little form of revenge
for the VHS tape. Yep. So Danny picks Steve, Jesse picks DJ, Danny picks Kimmy, and Kimmy immediately goes over to Steve and smacks him on the butt, saying, "Way to go, Stevie." Stevie is not impressed. Jesse picks Michelle, Danny picks Steph, and Joey is feeling neglected and asks, "Somebody please pick me before a stray dog shows up." So
again, like, so funny that Dave is probably the most athletic one out of all of us.
Out of all of you, yes. So Jesse's like, "Fine, Joey, you can be on my team." So we cut to the first football play. DJ declares, "Gibbler, you're dead meat." DJ catches the first pass and touchdown. Her team does the little Pee Wee Herman inky shuffle victory dance.
Icky shuffle, not inky. Icky shuffle. Icky. The sticky icky shuffle. Okay.
So she's
That's a
like,
different dance.
So she's like, "In your face." Oh no, they all do. "In your face."
Yeah.
And they shout at the rival team. And notice these like random park goers, extras who are like walking through the game.
Yeah, I was like, move out of the way. Why are you in the middle of these people's game?
We'll just keep put a pin in that. I'm going to come back to it later. It's my everywhere you look.
Oh my God.
Okay, so back to the show. Kimmy tells Steve, "Don't worry about a big guy," and she smacks him again on the butt. And Steve says, "I'm worried about you." And I agree. I am worried about me.
Kimmy.
Like Stephanie.
Yeah.
Or, like Kimmy, just stop sexually harassing your friend's family member.
Yeah, Kimmy.
Like
It's consent.
Fine, but yes, consent is
yeah,
important.
Yeah. Obviously, he's not okay with it, and you keep touching his butt.
I know. Kimmy cannot read the room. She can't read Stevie.
No, but I do. I appreciate it in a wholly different way. Watching you do that as a child now, I just think it's really funny.
Well, thank you.
3 times. There you go.
Oh yes. DJ walks by Stephanie and smack talks. "What are you looking at, chump?" And Stephanie replies in an equally deep voice, "Nothing, fool." And this delivery is so great, Jody.
I'm pretty sure it was probably some sort of, I don't know, reference to another show or something like that. But yeah, I applauded Steph's, not afraid to, she's not going to back down.
No.
She was like, "I'm looking right at you."
She is there to play and to win.
Yes.
We flip to the family, setting up for the next play. Kimmy once again tries to smack Steve on the butt, but finally Steve jumps out of the way and he's like, "Don't even think about it." Good. She deserved
Kimmy,
that.
hands to yourself.
Yeah, I know. They finish the play and Steve announces, "All right, you girls had your fun. Now it's time for us guys to play some real football." DJ points out how sexist this is. Just because they're girls doesn't mean they can't play.
Right. Yeah.
And even the audience is agreeing with this. They're just like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
So they set up another play. Danny throws the ball to Steve, but suddenly DJ full on tackles Steve and knocks him onto the ground. Whoa. This causes an argument between Steve and DJ. What is DJ's problem? Steve claims, hey, that was a pass interference, automatic first down. DJ is upset. DJ's upset. This is no fair. Danny says, DJ, yeah, that was way out of line. And DJ yells at Danny, of course you take Steve's side. Why don't you just adopt him?
I mean, I kind of, like he just was, he didn't say, Danny did not say anything when he was like, the guys are going to play. And now he's like, hey, you're being out of line. No.
Right.
This is not sitting well with me.
I'm team DJ right now. So DJ runs away before she starts crying like a girl. And Danny runs after her. Kimmy smacks Steve on the butt one more time and tells him to shake it off, big fella.
Wow.
She's persistent. She needed a restraining order at this point. I own
hilarious, that. Though. You just did it without an ounce of yes, exactly.
I was selling it. I was very excited about that. So Danny joins DJ on the park bench where she's crying. He asks what's going on. DJ tells him that it's not fair, that Danny is spending all his time with Steve, taking him to ball games. Danny explains that, Steve's dad moved out, so he really needs Danny right now.
Your daughter's mother died.
Yes, bro. Right? Come on, where are your loyalties? You right now.
I mean, he's trying to be helpful, but it just seems like anyway.
Misguided, yeah.
Yeah.
And DJ says, she really wants to spend time with Steve too. And she doesn't understand what happened because they used to be such good friends. Danny explains that Steve has grown up a lot in the last 2 years and he's becoming a young man. He knows DJ's having a hard time with this. And DJ sticks it to him by saying, fine. She'll just go take Michelle and Stephanie and they'll go play Duck, Duck, Goose. Boom. She's got a point.
You can play a pretty aggressive game of Duck, Duck, Goose. So I'm just saying. It's nothing to be sneezed at,
Well, I get it. She's not expressing her emotions in a healthy way by tackling Steve, but she does have very good points.
10-year-olds do.
That's what 10-year-olds do.
I mean, I've been known to tackle a few people here and there. Sometimes you just, you get a little impatient.
Yeah. So later that day, DJ's in her room, sitting on her bed, playing with stuffed animals. Steve knocks on the door.
Which was such a strange thing. I was like, couldn't you be making a friendship bracelet, something?
It felt juvenile for DJ, who's 11, to be playing with stuffed animals. It just felt
like one of those things where the director was like, put something in your hand. Just do something. Right.
Busy hands. You need busy hands. That's what they always say. Busy hands. Yeah. So she quickly hides her toys when Steve knocks on the door and she quickly grabs a football.
I guess that's why it's supposed to seem sort of juvenile. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it worked.
Okay, got it. It was making a choice.
Okay. Steve remarks that, wow, he's been here 2 days and this is the first time he's been up to see DJ's room. DJ's like, yeah, you're a busy guy. Steve asks her, why did you clobber me? And she finally admits that she tackled him because she was mad at him. She was so excited about his visit, but he didn't even want to go ice skating. I miss the old Steve, she says. The dramatic music begins as Steve takes all of this in. He tells her that he's still her cousin and he still loves her. Can't they be friends again? DJ remarks that he seems so much older than her now. Well, Steve explains that it seems like a big difference now because he's 17 and she's 11. But when he's 100 and she's 94, it won't matter at all. So they decide to start all over again. Steve goes back in the hallway and knocks on the door again. He enters the same way he did back at the top of the episode, stating greetings from Baltimore. And they have the glasses, braces, and zits conversation again. He suggests that they go ice skating. DJ says, nah, that's for little kids. But then she agrees to it. They both do a high five, handshake, move, and a hug. And there is a freeze frame, one of only 2 freeze frames in the entire show. And that is our show, everyone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a sweet, sweet episode.
Did they ever go ice skating? That's my question.
Well, they said that. No, I bet they went and replayed that football play, that tackle. Probably. I bet they just, why not go back to the park?
That's true. Yeah, go back to the park where it's dusty.
Yes.
No, it was this was a cute episode, but I definitely I felt bad for DJ in this episode. I felt bad for the girls kind of in general in this episode. It just felt like a very This one definitely felt like a one from 30-something years ago where you're like, oh, yeah. Like now that sort of stereotypical, like gendered division of things would feel a little bit passe.
Definitely. Well, and it not only is it a gendered thing of like the guys are leaving the girls out, it's like the parental figures are leaving the children out. Right. And so it's like a double whammy.
Right. The parental figures in the house are like, finally, something fun. And it's just like, oh, you guys stay home and make sandwiches. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. Didn't feel great.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay. It's still a classic regardless. Let's get into your everywhere you look.
Yes.
So if you have any.
I had one everywhere you look moment, which was when Jesse comes walking into the scene to meet Steve. He's walking in, eating cold fried chicken.
He is
eating cold fried chicken, and it's like you barely see it in the frame when he sort of misrepresents like who Joey and Jesse must be. But there is a piece of cold fried chicken.
Oh, I didn't notice it. Yeah,
I think that's 2 episodes in a row we've had the cold fried chicken. Maybe
it's
3.
a trend now. It has started. John and his cold fried chicken obsession.
I mean, yeah. I would love to hear from any of our listeners if that's like a thing that they eat. Like, do you stick fried chicken in the refrigerator and then just eat it plain? Not knocking it because I have had it and it's okay, but I just wondered.
Oh, okay.
But maybe it's only, I don't know.
I like cold pizza, but I would not eat cold fried chicken.
Yeah.
Just a personal preference. That's all.
All right. Well, what was your everywhere you look moment?
Okay, so mine, if we go back to the park scene, there right after DJ catches the football and does the little victory dance, right? They're the extras. There's that couple walking in the background.
Right.
The man picks up the football. He throws it back to the Tanners, and then they sit on the park bench. Okay, I am almost certain that is Robert Cameron and Barbara Cameron.
It probably is.
Candace and Kirk's. Because you can't really see the woman because you can't see her face, but she's got that blonde Cameron hair.
Right.
And then you can see the guy's face a little bit. And I'm like, that is Robert. He's got the same stature as Kirk. He looks so much like Kirk.
Well, they have the same hair.
And the exact same hair.
Right, the exact same hair.
Yeah. So go back and watch it, or any of our listeners, go back and watch and freeze frame
that probably was
that couple. And I'm like, I think those are the Camerons. And why? Of course they would be in this episode. Right. Two of their 4 children are in this episode. Fantastic. Yeah.
I did not notice that. I'm fascinated now. I'm gonna have to go back and look.
I was so excited.
Wow.
I tried to take a screenshot, but
you got it. Wow. And everywhere you look, I didn't look everywhere apparently.
You didn't.
I didn't look
and
everywhere.
I didn't either because I missed the fried chicken.
Well, I feel like Robert and Barbara Cameron are probably. I should notice them more than a piece of cold fried chicken, but here we are.
Yeah. Okay, I have 2 more. I'll make this quick because I know we're running long.
Wow, you found a lot.
I found a lot. Okay. So there's a hallway scene where Danny and Steve are exiting from Michelle's room, talking about like, hey, we're going to go to the Warriors thing the next day. But if you look, as they go into the hallway, they're actually exiting from Jesse's
I was going to say,
door.
they're exiting
the wrong door.
Well, because I don't know if you remember, but Michelle's door in that hallway was a fake. You couldn't. You couldn't.
There was no room.
There was no room, and you couldn't really go in and out of it. And I think if Jesse's room was built, you couldn't open that door. Again, a sort of a production wide. But if the set of Jesse's room was built, it went so far back into the set there that second door that would have been Michelle's room would be you couldn't
blocked.
Actually. Yeah.
Oh, so I bet that's why because I noticed the door had like Michelle's little decorations on there, but yeah. So hey, everywhere you look, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, my last one's just very very short. In the park scene, you're wearing a repeat sweatshirt.
Yes, I wrote that down.
That
I was
I
like, wait,
wore.
The TV.
Yeah, we've seen this like several times now.
Yes.
I wore it in my first episode, first day of school. And you wore it in episode 12, our very first promo. So this shirt has gotten a lot of screen time.
It really did.
Almost more screen time
Wardrobe
than me.
Really made use of this one. This was a good purchase. I wish I still had it. I would rock that sweatshirt. Be so awesome.
Well, maybe Jensen can find it on eBay for us.
$17,000. Right. An old, was it like Max Headroom or something with little TVs on it? Yeah. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for listening again to us ramble on and have so much fun with recapping these episodes. We absolutely love it. We hope you are too. Make sure that you follow and subscribe to the podcast, leave us comments, rate, review, all that fun stuff. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us at How Rude Podcast. And if you want to send us messages on there, or you can email us at howrudepodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to get your comments, your questions for our mini-sodes. Correct us on anything that we have gotten wrong that did not come through in our instantaneous fact-checking. But anyway, we want to thank you guys again for listening. We have so much fun here with you all. And remember, you guys, the world is small, but the house is full.
Boom!
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
you're a professional now.
Let's not, don't say that. We've cursed us.